What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. The stock market went absolutely crazy today. It was all over the place. We have some big things to talk about related to Apple stock, Rivian, AMC, GameStop, and a lot of other things. So stick with us today. There's a lot to cover. But Tom, fill us in. The market is going crazy.
Yeah, this was terrible today. The SPY continued even lower, hitting around 385 around market close. But, we did come roaring back to life here at the end of the day. So ended up actually not being too bad. We closed pretty much at break even, down 0.1%. So honestly, it was a pretty bad day overall. But I will say a lot of growth stocks ended up moving to the upside, like DraftKings was up 10%. Roblox popped 19%. We even have Rivian coming in with some awesome numbers on their earnings yesterday. They actually really exploded today too. Unity was up. So we had some great stocks moving, but one stock that was actually down quite a bit today was Apple. And believe it or not, they're not the world's largest company based on valuation anymore. The oil giant in Saudi Arabia, Saudi Aramco, is now the world's most valuable company. You can see on the CNBC article here, they talk about that Aramco's valuation was just under 2.43 trillion on Wednesday, according to FactSet, and Apple was sitting at like 2.37. So just under Aramco's valuation there. So it looks like they're no longer the world's largest company, which is pretty big. Now they are still the biggest company on the US exchanges, so keep that in mind. But overall, Aramco is pretty big now, it looks like, over there, especially with the price of oil being so high. I'm sure that's been helping them get a nice boost lately.
Very true. So yeah, that's definitely some unfortunate news with Apple, though. I think it really goes to show you that in this market, it's not just the growth stocks that are struggling. We're seeing even some of the most powerful companies out there like Apple, Facebook, and many others that are down significantly. Like even, Google and Amazon are struggling a ton. So the market is just brutal.
So yeah, even some of these bigger companies that people touted as safer are still falling off pretty bad. Like you said, Apple's down quite a bit, all the way down to 140 now, off of highs of 182. Facebook, like you mentioned, they had highs of 384. Now they're at 191. So it's just crazy to see how much these bigger stocks are falling down. It just goes to show you that valuations are very important, as we've been learning over the past couple of years. But man, it was pretty good for the growth stocks, though, which is nice. Like DraftKings was up quite a bit today, which was nice. So overall, we saw some nice moves out of these growth stocks, especially Rivian, which I mentioned. They were up 17%. They actually have some really nice numbers here with their earnings. So I want to point this out. They actually have pretty good production numbers compared to a lot of these other EV companies that we've been seeing, like Lucid and a couple of the other ones lately. They said that they expect 25,000 vehicles a year as they continue to ramp up production. So that's big. And they have 90,000 pre-orders, including more than 10,000 new orders since a March price increase. So they increased prices and got 10,000 new orders. So that's pretty big there. I know their trucks are pretty highly touted, Mike. And I know I've been seeing more and more lately, especially in the Discord and stuff. People have been posting lots of pictures with them.
There we go. I actually just saw one the other day, actually. So that's awesome. And Tom, I guess this news comes at an unfortunate time, considering just the other day, Ford sold off their shares, or not, it sold off part of its shares. And then even JP Morgan was dumping some of their Rivian shares too for an unknown seller.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. I remember that the other day, and that was a big order for Ford. And then, like you said, the JP Morgan share block that they did was even bigger. I think they said like 13 to 15 million shares was sold of Rivian. You can see how low they actually got heading into earnings here. So that's pretty funny that they popped up after this, Mike. It's pretty interesting. But what I will say that still was a negative with Rivian's earnings is their revenue. They came in only at 95 million versus a 130.5 million estimate. That's a pretty big miss on that estimate there. I guess everyone just forgot about this today, Mike, because I guess the pre-orders and everything like that were good enough to offset that negative news there. But either way, I guess them ramping up production is great news. And it seems like as of right now, the chip delays aren't hitting them too bad.
All right, there we go. So, Tom, I know we talked about this a little bit before the video, but these hype slash meme stocks are going crazy. What's going on with AMC and GME?
Yeah, they were flying up today. GameStop had some halts in the middle of the day, and it was just insane to see these stocks moving up. I have a feeling, Mike, there were some pretty big shorts covering on these stocks today, and I have a feeling that's why they were moving up. GameStop hit a low of $77.77. That's a very lucky number. As we know, triple sevens and everything like that has always been lucky. So pretty crazy to see it hit there and start to move up. But I mean, it really flew up. It had multiple halts throughout the day, and it was huge. And even AMC had some momentum. It even spilled into other stocks like BlackBerry a little bit. So it's definitely a pretty good day for these hype stocks. And, I will say, though, the thing that sucks is that AMC flew up, but then we came right back down. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. But, there was a lot of hype, so there could potentially be a big move in the morning. And who knows, maybe shorts are covering, and that might help push it back up a little bit.
All right, there we go. And then I also know we had some PPI data. Fill us in.
Yeah, so this is just the producer prices here. So wholesale inflation rose 11% in April, and we can see in the morning it kind of pushed the SPY a little bit downwards. I'll go ahead and get the article up here from CNBC. There was also some jobless claims that came in here, but overall the main news was the inflation. As you can see, it rose in April, which was not good to see, up 0.5%. So that's not good, but either way, we're just seeing an increase in inflation, whether it's PPI data or the CPI data that came out earlier in the week too. It seems like everything's coming in higher than expected. And as we can see, the jobless claims also came in and totaled 203,000, slightly above the Dow Jones estimate of 194,000. So that's never good, but it's not too bad there. So came in pretty close to the estimate, but either way, it was not good news for the market. It did move it slightly lower this morning, but I don't think it was too bad of news, Mike. I think the CPI data earlier in the week was bigger.
Yep, no doubt. But overall, Tom, today was a decent day for stocks. The S&P 500 was all over the place, but it ended up basically where it started. But I really do love to see this awesome movement out of a lot of these growth plays like Palantir, Chewy, DraftKings, and a lot of other ones are really booming up there. Like even Roblox and Redfin are soaring. So there we go.
Yeah, Roblox looks great, Mike. Look at these big moves they've been having every morning at market open. Like yesterday, they exploded up. This morning, they also exploded. So honestly, tomorrow at market open, I'm going to be kind of looking at Roblox pretty hard here. If they have another, like if I see a little bit of momentum come in, I might be a pretty good opportunity to maybe get into a quick scalp on this one. Like it looks like it actually continued up for like almost like a whole hour. So pretty crazy to see those two uptrends out of these stocks. And Mike, I really like that some of these metaverse plays are coming back, like Matterport, Unity, and stocks like that are starting to look pretty bullish again. So I'll take it. It seems like stocks are starting to form some pretty decent supports down here, at least for the shorter term. So maybe we'll see a bit of an uptick. I will say there were still some stocks in the red today, like Boeing, Beyond Meat, and General Motors, and other stocks like that. But in general, most of the market did pretty good. I will say one thing I didn't like to see was still Apple down in the red, of course. That's always a negative, but those growth stocks are killing it.
There we go. So before we move on, I just want to give a giant shout out to our member of the day, Ant85. Thank you so much, Ant, for being a great member of the Stocked Up Discord chat. Tom and I really appreciate you. But Tom, it is now time for the momentum plays for tomorrow. And with the first one, we have Chewy to the upside.
Yeah, with Chewy, go ahead and make them break out above $27. I think that'll be a pretty good intraday resistance. After 27, look for resistance above there around 28. I think you can get a pretty good like $1 scalp in there.
All right, and with the next one, we have DraftKings also to the upside.
Yeah, with DraftKings, go ahead and make them break above $11.70. This is a pretty huge resistance here.
And with the last one, we have Redfin also to the upside.
Yeah, all these plays to the upside today, Mike. These growth stocks were exploding. Go ahead and make Redfin break 1070.
All right, so we are watching Redfin, DraftKings, and Chewy for potential day trades to the upside tomorrow, only if they break above the levels Tom listed. But overall, Tom, the market's crazy. Growth stocks, some of them at least, are popping up. What are your favorite setups for tomorrow?
Yeah, a lot of these EV plays were doing great today, like Lucid and Rivian. I'm definitely keeping my eyes on those stocks. And Mike, if we look at those stocks on the daily charts, it seems like it's just the beginning. Like there could definitely be some more uptrend here still to come. So I'm definitely going to keep my eyes on these. Just be careful, guys. The IV on these are getting pretty high on almost all growth stocks. Like look at Lucid here. It's at 140%, some of the highest levels it's been at over the past couple of years. Even DraftKings, look at their IV, Mike, up to 122%. Be careful as you're trading options on these stocks, but it should make for some pretty good opportunities. I really like the day trade for tomorrow with DraftKings, Mike. That's a really good resistance there. Honestly, if DraftKings breaks out, it'll probably be a really good highlighted trade for tomorrow. This will probably be the main stock I'm looking at, to be honest.
All right, there we go. And then before we close out, let's showcase that bot play from today. If you trade options, pay attention to this. Our hybrid bot called out the Netflix 170 strike calls today at $630 each. Those same calls popped all the way up to $900 each within, like an hour or so. So if you trade options, check out that first link in the description and the comments down below. The bot's awesome. You're not going to find it anywhere else. Today's play popped by $270 in just a couple hours. That's like a 43% pop, and Monday's play was even better. That was like a 79% pop with Corsair. So link down below. Check it out. It's awesome. You can cancel it anytime. We have a coupon running. Check it out. If you don't like it, like I said, you can cancel it anytime. Besides that, guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's have a great end to the week.